actually a half hour earlier because I said it was going to be 2:30, but it's just I've got other things on. So let's go. So today I'm going to speak about how to deal with your emotions in a healthy way and how to improve your emotional intelligence, strategies to improve your emotional intelligence, and 5 habits that will change your life. And what habits do you need to change? So without further ado, I'm Anne Varney, a spiritual teacher, international author, amongst so many other things. Let's get on with it. So, what is a lot of people they have limiting emotions. You know, their emotions keeping them stuck, keeping them into procrastination, keeping them doing unhealthy behaviors. But what actually is when I work with people is that change is inevitable. You know, you have to get change, and a lot of people fear change. You know, their ego fears change because, believe it or not, that anxiety, that depression, or whatever frustration, procrastination, is keeping that person safe. There's something going underneath that's keeping somebody safe. So, what does the ego do? The ego keeps you trapped there because you're not resolving what's underneath that actually usually is coming from childhood or past memories of what's actually what's happened in your life. But it's really important to know that we as humans, you know, our body, remember, we are not our body. We have a soul and a spirit. The body is just part of that. That's a container of our soul and spirit. That's our soul and spirit's our energy. But really, remember that for you to grow and change is where you get your strength. Yeah. And that means letting go of old behaviors, old patterns, things in your life that really they no longer serve you. You know, and especially if you're willing to try new things. And I'm here really to say to you, you can change. Every single person can change. You don't have to be the same person who's been stuck for so long in those deep-rooted patterns of behaviours, and how difficult you think that change is going to be. Because believe me, it doesn't have to be difficult. I think when you get an awareness and an understanding of what actually the changes are going to be, it becomes easier, you know? So, how can you deal with emotions in a healthy way? So, what I actually see is the benefits of transformation are endless. You know, they're life changing and they extend far beyond physical changes, especially into areas like self confidence, happiness, finding a new way of doing things, you know, and meeting new people. Because when you change from these low level emotions, what actually happens is the people around you change too, because you're creating your reality. I'm going to say that again. You're creating your reality. A lot of people don't get that. I never got that. I never got that till I was in my 50s. You know, how different my life would be if I understood that I created my reality. Yes, I did programs, but I still didn't really understand that I actually do create my reality, you know? And when we start coming from a place of love instead of fear, when we refuse to settle for anything less than our best selves, going into the true self, the higher self, your genius, your greatness, whatever you want to call it, miracles start to happen. They really do. And it blows your mind, really does blow your mind. And by the way, I'm still winning the lottery. I'm still winning the lottery. You know, if anybody's been following the stories of the lottery, you know, and that's changed. There would be a big change if I won the lottery jackpot. You know, but the thing is, you have to be centered within yourself. Change can be exhilarating. It's like waking up from a deep sleep. I know certainly when I changed, when I had my spiritual awakening, we'll say, my life changed dramatically. Dramatically. And by the way, the more I was really hanging on to those things that made me feel safe. They weren't helping my life in any way, but they made me feel safe. The more I hung on to them, the harder it was for the awakening. It really was. So why not take advantage of the opportunities in front of you and create something meaningful for yourself? When you start your spiritual journey, it really is time for a change or growth. It's time to step up. And usually when you become open, when those changes start, you don't even have to be on a spiritual journey. You don't even have to be that. But I find that when people come to me with anxiety issues, they come to me of, lack issues. They come with depression, their negative way of being. They're stuck in their conflicts, they're victim, they're blaming other people. Usually what I find there is they're not connected to their soul, they're not connected to their spirit, and they keep, and it doesn't matter if you try and connect them to the spirit, is you've got to keep continually connecting. Some people think, oh, I've connected to my spirit, I've connected to my soul, that's it, I don't have to do any more now, that's it. No, it's not like that at all. You've got to continually connect. And I see the way of connecting to the higher self, the true self, your greatness, your genius, all that is through the heart center. It really is through the heart center. And it really, and I connect most days, every day. Try to do every day. I don't do every day, but I try to do every day, connecting into that innocence of the heart. And trust me, your life changes. It changes for the better because you're focusing on your own reality of what it can be from the heart, from the higher self, from your greatness, from your genius, And it can be hard at first, yeah? But as you go through the process of transformation, it really does get easier each day. I remember when all those years ago, when I broke my foot, when my spiritual awakening started, I knew there was something there before that, but I was too scared to go into it. I had a fear. I just wish I had never actually faced that fear. But it is what it is. I hear some people saying to me, I wish it was years ago when I've been following you for years and I wish I'd actually done the work then. I would have been so further along because, boy, have you showed me what it's all about, and it really, when you connect yourself back up, when you get your own tools, because remember, everybody's different, when you do get that, it really does get a lot easier. You have tools to help you, and you're like, I remember years ago when I was a bridal designer, I would be lying in my bed worrying sick of paying wages, paying bills, paying for the house, paying for looking after my kids. I wouldn't get any sleep because I'd just be lying there worrying, in turmoil, stomach going round, and then I'd get up in the morning as if nothing would happen. I was a walking wreck, nervous wreck, but I was very, very good at hiding it. Very good at hiding it. So have you ever felt like the person you are now is not who you want to be? The person you are now is not who you want to be. Do you see yourself as someone else? Do you see yourself as that you've had your dreams pushed aside for other people's needs and desires? So many of us do this. I know I certainly did, many years ago when I wanted to work in TV and theatrical. My sons didn't want to go for me to do a postgrad. They wanted to come back home. So I did. That's what you do. However, I still went after. It took me just a wee bit longer. That's the only thing, because I got in my own way, we'll say. So I took the long way round. but it is possible. So do you feel like someone else has taken over your life? I get a lot of people saying that to me. I don't feel like myself anymore. Who am I? You know? And if this sounds familiar, it may be time for you to take that control back in your life. And look at that, 1414. I love those double numbers. I get them all down. I digress. So, how do you improve that emotional development? How do you improve it? You know, it gives you the opportunity to get back on track with what's important. Be patient with yourself. Ask yourself, who am I? Stop beating yourself up, especially over things that you can't change. You know, how many times do we ruminate over this? I used to do it, I don't do it so much now, but we would ruminate over the same thing all the time, and it would just expand, get worse, especially during the night. That was my worst time, during the night. You get up in the morning and, you know, nothing's changed. You've blown everything out of proportion. So the first step is really recognizing your life has become stagnant. It's become stuck. It's not as fulfilling as it once was. Yeah. And you may be that your life is fulfilling. It is where it is. Brilliant. Give yourself a big pat in the back if that's the case. But once this happens, when you really start recognizing that your life has become stagnant, look for the root cause. Now, when I say look for the root cause, I mean, is it financial stress or relationship problems or anything else? But don't get stuck in it. This is where a lot of people get where they go ori, you know. They focus on it. They focus on what's wrong, and then the ego takes over, and then they ruminate of everything else that's wrong. You know, when really there's just it started with something. So instead of getting yourself bogged down into it, one of the things I do is I actually see a stop sign in my mind's eye, and when I get you know, because sometimes I still get it, nowhere near like what I used to, but sometimes it does still come in. It's human. It's a human thing. But what I do is I see a stop sign and I press the stop sign in my mind's eye, and as if I step out of myself, you know, I step out of that situation, and I actually do make a step and step out and go, no, I'm not going into that. What do I need to do? You know, what do I need to do in order for me to get out of that so it won't happen again in the future? Because if you don't look at it, it keeps happening. That's why you keep going in a cycle, you know? So we all have a story. Every single person on earth has a story. And some of us are more aware of that story than others. And when it comes to what's happening in our lives, the greatest thing that can happen is for any of us is transforming our emotional development. It's not easy. You know, people think, oh, it's a click of a button, it's that, go to a therapist and they'll fix me. It's not as easy as that. You know, it isn't. Sometimes, the odd occasion, you'll get that, but it's not, you know. And if you're ready to see yourself with new eyes and find peace within your soul, um, have these strategies to improve your emotional intelligence, because it offers you the opportunity to stop being your old self and become someone new. You know, as I say, just step outside yourself, step aside. You know, so who is your old self? What is your old self? Who are you today? Remember, we can change in an instant. Where's your emotions? Is your emotions in lack, or are they in abundance? Ask yourself this. Tell me in the comments. Where are you? Are you in joy, or are you in sadness? Are you in victim, or are you in creator? Are you in taking responsibility for yourself, or are you in blaming others? Just ask yourself, see yourself, where are you? Yeah. And the really, we can really change our behaviors and personalities for the sake of others, but it doesn't work. And what I mean by that is, how many times you went in a relationship or you met a new friend and they're this, they're that, and all the rest of it, and we start to change so we can fit into their ideal of the ideal. Huh? I know I've certainly done it in some times in my life, But really, you need to, and you're doing it unaware. By the way, you're not aware you're doing it. You're doing it unawares, But learning to be aware of your emotions is the first step to changing and becoming the person you want to be. But it takes time and effort to change. So give yourself that chance to be who you want to be, and not just what others expect from you. Because everybody deserves to be happy. But sometimes it feels like we don't have any resources or the opportunity. We're stuck. We're unable to move forward in life. We all want to be seen, or we don't want to be seen. It really doesn't matter what went on in the past. It's what you do in the present moment. Not what's in the future. It's what you do in the present moment. Wouldn't it be great to see that your life, is living to your fullest potential? You're living your passion, your purpose, because you really are worth it. You're really taking those steps. You're walking into your fears. You're walking into your tensions, because that's where your growth is. That's where the magic is. That's where the change actually happens. What happens with us is, not me personally now, sometimes I do though, is when we feel that tension, we think, oh, that's not comfortable, so it's not meant to be. Because that's how we've been portrayed, that's how we've been told, that's how it works. It's not true. It's really, really not true. That tension, that uncomfortableness that you feel is where your magic lies, So how can you improve your emotional development? It's taking control of your life, making it something that's uniquely yours. You have the power to change your life for the better. You can take control of your life and make it into something fantastic. And improving your emotional development is about taking responsibility for everything in your life, the negative and the positive. I don't like to say bad, because take the word bad out of vocabulary, even the word good, because it means you've got an unhealthy attachment to whatever it is, And without feeling any guilt or regrets or anything like that. It's about understanding that you are responsible for all that happens to you. And see, when you really do get that, well, boy, it's liberating. It's really liberating. The key to transforming emotion and development, it's not a magic pill, but we've become so used to being able to fix things with a quick solution, or at least try to fix things. But sometimes our problems are deeper than that, and we can't solve it on our own. Sometimes we need someone to help us. But the key lies within you, by changing how you think, how you feel, and how you act, especially in difficult situations. Interesting, isn't it? Because we create new habits, which those habits lead us down to new paths, a new way of living. It's about the kind of life you want, you're meant to live, one that brings happiness, joy, peace. How would it be to have that peace, that inner knowing, that's fulfillment, that feeling of having a really good love for the self in your day-to-day existence? It's really important to take time for yourself and grow and heal. Remember, you don't need fixed. But Us as humans, we get wrapped up in life, work, a never-ending list of tasks. You know, I know that better than anybody because let's be honest, I've been a workaholic many times in my life, many times. So I didn't have to look at actually what was going on there. I kept myself busy, you know. But it really is important to take time out, connect, especially to your spiritual growth. Take time for yourself on a regular basis, even if it's a half an hour. I would suggest making it more than that, but even if it's half an hour a day, do something that you love to do. It nurtures your soul. It really does. It calms you down, especially when you're feeling anxious and stressed out. And be more present with others. Enjoy them more, you know. That gives you energy and keeps going stronger in your life. You know, a lot of areas, it boosts your immune system so that illness is less likely. You know, when we feel better, when we feel in a good place, we're boosting our immune system, you know. But the first step is understanding what you need. What do you need? Do you need time alone? Do you need a vacation? You know, that's my time is a vacation. I know when I go on vacation, and believe it or not, when I used to go on vacation when I was a workaholic, I would take the laptop and I'd work the whole time. So it wasn't a vacation. Yeah, it was in a nice sunny place, but it wasn't a vacation, you know, because I was still working. God bless Dave, so it is, you know. But really, we are all creatures of habit. And look, what is it that you need in this present moment right now? Sometimes you can't change things exactly, but you can take the first steps to that change for things that you need. Because the more that we change our habits, the better off we are. Massively. Now, there's 5 habits that I do that's changed, really changed my life massively. And the first habit that I have is I get up early in the morning and I go walking for about an hour. Yeah, it's a hike, you know, I go walking up Masvidon, and it is a bit of a hike. Rain, sleet, or snow, doesn't matter. I still go walking because it sets me up for the day. When I don't do that walk in the morning, I get really sluggish. So that's the first thing I do, get out in nature, get walking. Yeah. The second thing I do when I come back in is I'll make myself a cup or obviously my breakfast. But the second thing I do that's really has made a considerable impact on my life, and I can only see what's done for mine and from others, is writing in a journal. You know, um, what my goals are. So my focus is not on what I don't want, my anxiety, my frustration, my procrastination, whatever it is, being stuck. My focus isn't on that. My focus is on what do I want to achieve in life? What do I want to achieve in that moment? What do I want to achieve that day? What is my action steps that day? And I always write 6 actions, sometimes a bit more actually, but I always write at least 6 action steps every day, every single day. So that's 2. 3 is I meditate. And now people say, but I can't meditate. I just don't know how to meditate. The thing is, all you have to do is connect to your heart space and breathe. That is meditation enough. And if you're connected to your spirit team, you connect to your spirit team. And what I always do is I always call the spirit counselor. I always call them in. What advice can you give me for today? What advice can you give me for my goals? What's the action steps I need to take towards that goals? And it gets more exciting. And I have a big goal. I've got quite a lot of big goals actually, you know. And another thing I would say is clean your energy. Yeah, because we pick up so much things from other people that we don't even realize. And I'll give you a wee bonus as well. Take out the trapped emotions that's in your energy too, because your life will change dramatically. Dramatically. And just practicing these steps will really help you create new habits. And I've just started creating a new habit is I get up at 5 in the morning and start writing my new book, because that's my best time to write, is first thing in the morning. Every day, you know. So that's a new behavior pattern. I've already done that. As I say, I've got a couple of books out. But this is I've already had that behavior pattern. So because there's a muscle memory there, it won't be hard to do. Yeah, because it's there. But expect growth, expect change, because you really are here for that. You know, allow that first step to the new journey, to the new you, or even expanding that new you if you've been taking those steps. What else can you be doing? What else? Even if it's just sitting in peace, in silence, you know? And let's be honest, I can really help you with that. I've got a lot of tools in my arsenal, we'll say, a lot of tools for all of what I've just mentioned there that can really give you the tools, because I believe in giving the person back the tools that they need. But remember, what actually can go on is that sometimes we have blind spots, because I personally have a coach. And he sees my blind spots that I don't even see. It's like, what? Don't even believe that, you know. And if this live resonates with you, or you're watching this on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook, whatever it is, press the link below or get me on annvarney.com and just book a free call. See if I can help you in any way. Give you some guidance. You know, it's all it needs. Or even come on my Spiritual Abundance Creator program now. That's a program. That's about change. Big change. Are you ready? Are you ready? Speak to you later, guys. I'm Anne Varney. I won't be on a live this evening because I have clients, and tomorrow I'll be on a live 12 tomorrow, but I won't be in the evening as well. So speak to you later, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. And if you're watching replay, please just type replay below or give me a wee comment. It goes for the cause. Thank you.